What is up, everybody? Welcome back. You know, we always start the show off by showing love to those companies who help make this podcast possible. Guys, Yellow Jacket. I love this company. If you follow me on all the social media sites, which you should, I have a very big giveaway that is coming up. I have, well, here, I will just show you real fast. I have one of their, let's see if I can try to switch this real fast. I have one of their brand new Y-Jack Mano dual port manometers to give away. This is hard to get. It is almost sold out everywhere. Hot commodity. They're the only company making a wireless dual port manometer. So this is up for grabs. As well as one of their Y-Jack charging and air kits. So it comes with the 2 temperature probes, the 2 pressure probes, and the 2 psychrometers to check your temperatures. Awesome kit going into summer. And that is just the beginning. I have vacuum pumps, all kinds of stuff. So please make sure you are following the podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube to know how to win. Guys, Yellow Jacket has been making quality stuff forever. I always do these sponsorship reads, but I'm going to kind of go off track a little bit. Let me switch back to the camera. There we go. God damn it. Sorry. Go off track tonight. Guys, I don't ever want you to buy anything that you don't need, you're not going to use. All I ask is that you give Yellow Jacket a look. Any gauges that you buy, say you don't want to buy Yellow Jacket gauges, that's fine. That's your prerogative. It's your money. But that manifold should have Yellow Jacket hoses hooked up to it because they are the best in the business, hands down. It's not even really open for an argument. So if you're going to spend some of that summer money, all I say is give Yellow Jacket a look. They make quality stuff. I've been buying their stuff. The original Yellow Jacket bullet is the only pump that I've ever bought myself in the 20 years in the industry that I was in the field. I took care of it. I changed the oil, and the thing has been a fucking tank. It's lasted me all this time. I still have it sitting behind me. So if you're looking for quality products, check out Yellow Jacket. 70 years of expertise built into every tool. Next is going to be my friends real fast over at Company Cam. Guys, I love this company, and I love what they're about. We are in the day and age of technology. We need to use that for our customers, how we show things. It's funny I talk about technology because we're going to talk about that today on the podcast. So that's a great little segue there. About how we use technology in our business and how we use that kind of stuff to make us better for our customers, what we're doing, how we show them stuff. A lot of these CRMs out there are amazing, but like I said last week, they're good at a lot of things. Photo documentation and stuff like that is not what they're good at. Company Cam is very awesome at taking pictures, getting it all together, putting it in one place so that you can send all that to the customer, whether it's galleries, timelines, all that kind of stuff, before and afters, so you look professional when you show that kind of stuff to the customer. If you're not doing that, you should be doing that. All right? So remember, companycam.com/HVAC Uncensored. They'll give you a 14-day free trial. And if you like it after 14 days, as part of being HVAC Uncensored Nation, they will give you 50% off your first 2 months. Alrighty, let's get on to this pledge, and then let's rock and roll with our guest tonight. It's going to be an amazing show. So let's go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless the United States, and thank you to all those men and women who defend it.
Five, four, three, two, one, go.
Welcome to to the #1 rated HVAC podcast. If you're looking to grow in the HVAC industry, then you're in the right spot. Blue-collar people talking about blue-collar shit. Let's get better together. So turn up the volume, buckle your seatbelt, and let's welcome your host, Gil KV Jr.
What is up, everybody, boys and girls? Welcome back to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. I am your host, Gil KV Jr. Thank you guys if you're here live for another Wednesday night, or if you're listening to this on the audio version. Thank you. I appreciate you as always. Guys, a great show tonight. This is a two-timer. He has been on a while back. I am happy to have him again. And I want to make sure that I know he will say who he is, but I want to let you guys know a little bit before I bring him in. It is Mr. Aaron Salo, founder and CEO of XOI Technologies. He launched his Nashville-based business to help find service companies overcome a formidable challenge facing their industry, a glaring shortage of skilled workers. Blue-collar work has marked Aaron's entire personal and professional life, instilling in him a passion for the hardworking people in the field, service industry, and as an importance to him in their everyday lives. It was a passion that led him to build a modern cloud-based technology solution that transforms the way these companies do business in their service for their customers. So guys, without further ado, Mr. Aaron Salo. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man. Gil, good to see you again.
You
Hey,
too,
has
man.
anything happened in the world since we met in February 2020? Not a lot, right?
Yeah, no, it's nothing. I think as long as you have like 46 boosters and stuff like that, you're good. Did I say? I felt bad. I meant to ask you off. That is how you pronounce your last name, right?
You actually did it perfectly. So, yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, you killed it. Thank you.
Nah, you're welcome, man. Obviously, it's awesome to have you back on. When you reached out, I was like, fuck yeah, man. Let's definitely have Aaron back on. So I guess if, people have short memories. So I know I just read the little bio. To all the listeners out there, let them know who you are, a little background before we get into, what XOI is.
Yeah, even though, like you mentioned in the intro, Nashville-based, but born and raised in Michigan. So I'm one of those guys that points to his hand like a weirdo when he talks about where he's from, right? So born and raised there, and growing up is blue collar as a kid does. I always tell people I kind of grew up in a blue collar bubble, meaning in a good kind of bubble, which is, hey, everyone I knew worked with their hands. My grandparents were farmers. My dad's in manufacturing. All my aunts and uncles worked in the trades. And I was running machines in a factory when I was 15. I remember my dad going, hey, got an opportunity at a factory. You can get $7.25 an hour like everyone else if you can run these machines like they do. And if you want a car, that's how you're going to earn it. So they got me my $1,200 Plymouth Laser that I bought, for those of you old enough to know what a laser was. But, just really that pride in working with your hands is something that kind of just stuck with me my entire life. And what I learned as I got out into the world is that wasn't the case with my generation. As a geriatric millennial, I guess is what they call me, being in that generation where it was like college at all costs. So it's a well-worn thread that we all know and talk about, but now we've got a bunch of people with Brit Lit degrees working at Starbucks, turning their nose up at being a plumber, right?
Yeah.
So that's a real problem. But, the reality was I sought my own business as I was an employee. And so I was like, man, there's got to be a way to solve this problem. And smart glasses were actually the impetus of it. So the folks have heard of XOI from years ago. We were on ACHR, the news, talking about smart glasses. I had the right idea, wrong execution, giving a technician a $2,000 pair of smart glasses and be like, hey, man, plug this in, keep it charged, connect it to your phone's hotspot. Huge pain in the ass. But we learned something really smart about the curb-to-curb space is that it was really broken as far as communication. And so we pivoted to phones and tablets and been focused on that kind of curb-to-curb job site and everything that happens there ever since. So that's kind of the quick genesis of why XOI. I'll be honest and say I've built an appreciation and passion for HVAC, but what I have a true passion for is blue-collar people. I think they're the best in the planet. And I love that we get to work with people that whatever industry they're serving, they work with their hands. It's something I value really highly, and I'm glad we're able to drive solutions for those folks. So that's why we're here.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I agree with what you said 100%. That I'm 39, so we're not that far same age, right?
Same age.
Yeah,
Yep.
and you're right. It was college or bust. You had to go to college. We took VOTEC out of high schools. We just kind of took that blue collar mentality away from a whole generation. And if you didn't have family or somebody that guided you, most of those kids didn't go. And now those are the ones, like you said, they have a pool management degree and they're a barista at Starbucks going, it's not creme. You can't call it that anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, what are we doing? And I want everybody to know that you can make a shit ton of money in the service industry, in the blue collar trades, and HVAC has made more millionaires, quiet millionaires, than a lot of other industries. There's a lot of guys in this industry that are making buco bucks, and you may look at them and think they don't have a pot to piss in, but let me guess, their bank account's fat. And I know that for a fact. I've met a lot of these guys, and you literally see them come on here and they got a hole in their shirt because they're blue collar guys. But what you don't see behind the camera is their big ass house with his Lamborghini and his wife's fake boobs and stuff like, you know what I mean? Like, it's, yeah.
Dirty hands, clean money, right?
Exactly. I love that. That's great. I love that.
Yeah, for sure. I think the pandemic actually helped a little bit of that because people started using this word called essential, right? And it was starting to realize what essential industries were. And I think this recessionary time we're in now is that people are kind of seeing it as well, going, man, I can be doing work in a field that people are going to pay to get their AC fixed, no matter what, right? They could be losing their job, but they're not going to have their family sleep through a 90-degree house at night. They're putting that on a credit card. Right. Yeah. They're not going to go start pissing outside anytime soon. They're going to get that toilet fixed. I mean, look at the industries that we serve. I mean, they're absolutely essential. And I'd say nothing's recession proof, but I'd say highly recession resistant. No question about that. Well, so that's the other big benefit, big money. But hey, you aren't controlled by what's happening in the markets nearly as much when you're working in these industries, right?
You're absolutely right. And, you know, we all just survived COVID. So if you survive that, I mean, that's a challenge. That's a hurdle that you were able to overcome. If you're still here, that's awesome. But a recession is coming. It's not a matter of if, it's when. So make sure people know that. Prepare yourself. You can't say it caught me off guard. If it caught you off guard, you're fucking blind. Let's just be honest. So anybody listening, make sure that you prepare yourself. Because it's definitely coming. Because I know when COVID started here, the weather was mild and, you know, maintenance season. So people are like, I'm not worried about a maintenance, you know. But once it got hot, fuck COVID. They didn't give a damn. They were like, I want you here today. I don't care if you have a mask, gloves, fix my AC. I need you here today. So, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not coming at it from a place of arrogance. I'm not saying I shouldn't be worried about it, but it's just, I'm just saying an appreciation for the trade relative to other stuff. You know, there are a lot of other industries that will take this recession a lot differently than skilled trades will, because these things are so essential and needed for people's lives. Yeah. You know, we come so accustomed to them. So it's a blessing, right? In the midst of, what's inevitably going to be continuing recessionary stuff, for sure.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Well, I guess let's let you know, the audience know what is XOI and what are you guys doing to help this technology to help because I mean, just I know you guys, you can help the technicians, help the business owners. Like, this is all different kind of aspects, not just kind of a one size fits all thing.
Yeah. So we focus very much on the technician as a hero in a journey, kind of as we think about our roadmap, our business, how we focus. Just giving you a sense of it, you know, we have kind of these core values that guide our business. And our number one is put ourselves in our technicians' work boots. It kind of guides every decision and how we market, how we sell. And one of the things we do as a company, and people think is a little crazy, and I sound like a monster until I tell the second half of this, but every person that works at XOI, I think we're closing on 90 people or so in the business today, they get about once a quarter, they get weekend testing. And what weekend testing means is that you go use our product in the field somewhere, right? And if that's walking your dog down a trail because you're an engineer that writes code, you're using our product in the field just like our techs do. Get in your crawl space, get in the basement. It has to be outside. No watching Netflix. I give people a half day off on Friday when they do that. So that's the part where I seem less like a monster. Like, hey, you got to work all weekend. But I tell them, if you drink margaritas Friday afternoon and get hammered, I need it done by Monday morning. And it's a requirement to work at XOI. I just did weekend testing 3 weeks ago. So me all the way down. But the reason we do that is because it's like, look, we can't say that we're about the tech if we're not using our product like techs use it. And that's everybody from marketing, customer support, success, sales, marketing, all the way down. Because the reality is sitting in an office with nice air conditioning with Wi-Fi and going, yeah, it seems to work great for me. That's not how technicians are using technology. They're in crap conditions, looking for, having a signal issue, trying to get in and out of tough spaces. So that's really core to us. So when we think about kind of that tech experience, we're like, hey, what happens from curb to curb? We kind of talk about it, right? So the time a tech gets out of the van, the time they come back, if you think about it, that is the heartbeat of field service. That's where everything happens. That's where the sale happens. That's where the PMs, the break fix, the replacements, that's where interactions with distributors, the OEMs, it's all happening there. And it's not I'm not diminishing people in dispatch or in the office. That's all required. But if that heartbeat isn't happening, you don't have a service business, right?
Right.
That's where it happens. That's where the skilled trades gap exists. That's where people have bad asset information. That's where sales and soft skills kind of are challenging for folks. So our technology is focused there. And we do that by kind of giving technicians not only instructive content on site, but also the ability for them to collect content much easier on site, to communicate better with the customer, communicate better at the office, to distribution, and to OEMs. And so we're focused very much on that space and time for the contractor and the tech, but also everyone else that cares about that time in the ecosystem, right? And as everyone knows, OEM wait times for technical support's getting worse and worse. People are on hold for hours and hours. Distribution's looking for different ways to stay relevant. And so there's a lot of stakeholders. The customer cares about that more than anything else. So we just look for communication tools in that gap of time. And that's where we focus.
That's awesome. And that's amazing that you do that for your employees, and the fact that you do it yourself, because that says a lot about the company. And I think companies like what you do, that you come in and like people are kind of scared of it at first. So when you learn about the company and what they really stand for, that really means a lot. So by you saying that and people knowing that right there is enough. I mean, I would be like, I want to give this a try. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But that's enough for me to say, I want to give this a try. So that speaks volumes.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't think I've ever shared that before. But as you think about the person that we serve, it definitely is something we've been doing for years and something I think is important to ER. And I'll tell you, I've had people come to business that have had some experiences at bigger companies. And it's like, wait, you're going to have me go use a product for 3 hours in the field once a quarter? Yep. If you want to work here, you will. I don't care where you were before, what you did before. You're going to use our product like techs use our product, right? And to make sure you understand it, how it works, issues it may have, and so we can be the best company possible for those guys and gals. So, yeah, for sure, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, so I was going to say, so XOI, I know when you say so detailed, a technician goes out to a call, they use it how?
Yeah. So we have a workflow system that's just kind of the core of the platform. So we give templates to companies to kind of say, hey, what does your PM typically look like based on our customer base? We have about 30,000 techs using the platform every day. And so we learned a lot about how technicians work. So these workflows are kind of step-by-step guidance. And kind of the cool thing that we've really, since we talked last, that we've added is we kind of micro-learning opportunities, photo and video and PDF guidance on a step-by-step basis. So what that means is really kind of micro-learning for techs. You think about I had a couple of techs come up to me at a trade show recently. They go, dude, this is like, we love using your stuff, man. It's like TikTok for HVAC. And I was like, damn, I don't have TikTok, but I'm really excited that you think that because I know it's a big thing. I know it's a big thing. But how we do that is we think about younger generations, man, attention span is like this. It's small, right? Everything is in clips. That's why TikTok's so popular and all these different things. And so we're kind of looking at some of the training that's out there going, we need to give technicians the information they need at the moment of need. So if you're a young tech and you're doing a PM and your company wants it done a certain way, or a break fix or assessment, maybe you're doing commercial side, doing startup commissioning, here's the step process to get that done. Here's how we install units. And you need things in 20, 30-second clips. No, you're not going to forward them a 52-minute YouTube video and go, I think it's minute 23. You'll find it. It'll be fine. It's like, dude, what do I need right now? And then the wiring diagram. And then a short video showing me how to do it. And then what they do is they validate that they've done things in those steps with, again, short clips. And so what that output does is gives them the instruction they need if they need it. And senior techs don't, right? And so they'll have different experiences based on kind of their experience level. But when they document those things, that gives an awesome deliverable to the office who's always chasing techs down for information. It's awesome deliverable to the customer, right? So they get to see what's really happening and, and what they're paying for. And then all that information, we use data science to make the life easier for the tech as well. So we take a picture of a data plate, we extract make, model, serial number, and we push it into their field service management solution. Then we also decode the serial number for the manufacturer year, and we tell the technician any information we know about that through our Journeyman product. And so we're effectively asking it, as the tech is doing that step-by-step process, they're also making that information is getting smarter as they go. It's getting more relevant step types as they go. And it's also pushing them relevant information about that unit. Here's a service bulletin. Here's a manual. Here's a wiring diagram. Here's the last time you've seen that model family as a company. And then if all that doesn't help, a live video link to an expert that can walk you through it and help you solve it. Yeah, that's a big thing that we just released about 6 months ago, man. This is my dream since starting a company, and stuff always takes longer than you think to get done. But 9 years later, it's called Journeyman. We actually patented the name, which is pretty crazy for software. And Journeyman is asking a technician for a picture of a data plate. That's the ask. And what they get within a matter of seconds is any history on that unit from their company, any visual history, what's happened, manual wiring diagrams, service bulletins, any relevant fixes that maybe have happened for that unit based on their geographical area, and then a link to an expert that if that all that doesn't help them. And then we record that live video AR interaction with an expert. We make their Journeyman system smarter for the next tech that hits that data plate in that model family. So we're building this kind of central engine for companies to be able to say, knowledge was stuck here, right? And when guys retire, a freaking library burns down. How do we get it into a place in which we can continue to grow, and young techs coming online go, hey, this is our tribal knowledge from the last X number of years that gets smarter with every use. And we believe that's what's going to really hopefully help solve the skilled trades problem and drive a new generation of technological savvy technicians to have something that's similar to what they get in their real lives, right? As far as all the different technology they have access to.
That's fucking amazing, man. And that's another good. I love what you just said, that every time one of those old guys retires, that's like a library burning down. And that's the truth, because they have so much knowledge. And that's why, like, these podcasts or videos, trying to pass that on to help somebody else. We're all in this together. We all have to constantly be learning. And that's amazing. So if I go up to a call and I'm inputting thing and I take a picture of that, I can like enter in what I found and what I did, and that'll pop up the next time somebody searches that unit.
Yeah. So if you take, let's say, for example, you're on a call and you're doing a break fix of some kind. By taking a picture of the data plate, we pull that make, model, serial, and we tag every piece of content that you have and create after that. And then we listen to what you say in the videos, and we tag keywords based on what you're saying in the video. So those can be found as well. So we have these trend lines now, like, for example, for companies that we can provide through Trade Insights. It says, hey, you're working on these model families. Here are the issues that your guys are talking about in the field about these. Here's how you can start to manage your supply chain issue, et cetera. But we've always kind of looked at it as, what's the short-term value for the tech? Why is he doing it? He's doing it because he's not going to type out a 29-character alphanumeric serial number every time, because he's trying to do 8 jobs, 12 jobs a day, and 130-degree heat index. And as a result, these companies haven't mapped their asset universe. They don't know what they have out in the field. The reality is, you got a guy that just didn't do it. The office is asking him for it. Did you get the asset information, et cetera? So the short-term value is, hey, man, take a picture. It's going to go into your FSM. You're done. Long-term, I'm getting a sense of how this equipment's actually failing. What are old replacement units that are available? Gosh, we got all these addresses in residential where units are over 15 years old. Let's send salespeople there and go attack them. On commercial building, I'm doing asset planning for the customer, right? So same thing with natural language processing, where we're taking what a guy says in a video, and if it's like integrated with Titan, for example, as one of the many, we extract what he says in that video, and now his notes are done. Long term, though, we're pulling out compressor, condenser, thermal overload sensor, all these different things, and we're saying, here are the themes of what a company's working on at any given time. Let's get smarter about sending the right technician. And the right technician, by the way, is not only the best guy to fix it. It might be the guy that needs to learn by fire. Let's send the guy that has only done a couple of these type of jobs because he needs some more practice, right? And so that's kind of how we think about data science, and where we continue to invest in it is what is in it for the tech right now that makes his life easier? And then what long-term does this help us do to create really cool tools for techs and for businesses in terms of just democratizing knowledge, you know?
Yeah, that's amazing. And just knowing when me and Kelly talked to you last time to what you guys have rolled out from then until now is like, wow, like God, like damn, like you know what I mean? Like it's
Thanks, man.
crazy. Yeah. We have a question in the chat. Somebody asked, and we were gonna get into this, but I guess I'll skip ahead real fast and then backtrack. We know that you partnered up with the integration with Service Titan. Do you guys work with any of the other CRMs out there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We have, I think we're up to maybe 40 integrations at this point, across different field service management solutions. So everything from Davisware, Data Basics, Key to Act, to Salesforce, doing a new integration here soon with Service Max. So yeah, there's been a bunch of them, and certainly on our website you can find all the different ones we're integrated with.
Cool. That's pretty sweet. I was thinking when you said that it connects them to an expert, is that somebody that works for you, or who does that connect them with?
Yeah, man. So we built a virtual mentor center is what we call it. It's our guys, and 15, 20, 25-year experts in the industry, and they are our employees. But when we help our customers with something, that recording and the learnings from that recording goes into your system, in your system alone. And if you'll let me soapbox for a second, because every time I have an opportunity to, I will. There are companies out there that will remain nameless, that are offering all sorts of live support. When something is free, you're the product. And I just want to tell anyone who's listening about that. And I believe that contractors will wake up to that. But I think the reality of how I view the world is that my job is to empower contractors and techs to make their companies better, not to learn their knowledge off their back so I can go use it to sell to somebody else. So that's my cautionary tale. You can fill in the blanks and who think that out there doing those things. But when I see free, I hope everyone realizes that free comes with actual costs.
Yeah, nothing's free.
Leave it there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. So I guess I'm just trying to think. So okay, so I go out. So when you look, so is this an app on your phone?
Yeah, mostly probably 99% of our monthly usage, which is millions of uploads now a month, are and content uploads are technician based. So that's massive part of our user base is technicians. Of course, we have access on desktop for back office. We have a lot of salespeople, especially on the commercial side, using this a lot too. Sales guys will go up and hit a 15 RTU rooftop. And right now they're texting pictures of data plates, or taking pictures and email them back to their office, or, taking a bunch of photos on their phone and coming back. Our system makes doing quotes on multi-unit rooftops really easy because you're just tagging pictures, doing a video condition of it, building your quote off of that, and then taking that to the customer and saying, my company uses this tool. If you want video evidence, visual intelligence every time we come on site, no matter what it is, this is the kind of experience you're going to have. And so we've been seeing salespeople use it quite a bit out in the field as well. But yeah, field-based is 99% of our usage.
Nice, yeah, because I see where it says, for managers, which makes sense, be able to remotely view the work quality, view the job if it's complete, keep tabs on past and present jobs. But I guess it definitely makes sense where this would be for the technician. But I remember talking last time, and like you said, this puts that old senior tech, that guy right in your ear, to be like, man, I don't know where to go from here. And rather than having a guy sit there for 2 hours and then calling me and saying, hey, Gil, I can't figure this out. It's like, well, the fuck you been doing for 2 hours, buddy? Like, you know what I mean? Because efficiency is huge. The trade is getting to, and not everybody is there, because those days of guys running, 9, 10 calls in a day, need to be over because you run 9-10 calls in a day, you're not doing them well. You're not. It's not possible. You cannot be thorough. You cannot do a good job running 9-10 calls a day. Been there, done that. If you run 4 to 5, let's take quality over quantity. You do a good job, provide value to those customers, then you're going to get higher tickets. You have a higher average. Your customers love you. That's the way we need to go. But getting like we were talking earlier, a lot of young guys coming into the workforce that you're trying to teach, but you can only teach them so fast. So you know how it is. You send them out in the fire for a little bit. They got to learn. But a resource like this in your hand makes you feel more comfortable as a tech and as a manager or an owner saying, I'm okay sending this guy out there because I know he has the resources to be successful. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. We don't have the ability as an industry anymore to have a guy, shadow for 5 years, right? It just doesn't. You got to get him profitable and out there, and certainly this is a tool for them. One interesting note on that too is guys, especially young guys, will bang their head against a wall for 2 or 3 hours, like you said, right, rather than call somebody. And so, as we think about that as a relief valve, not the ultimate solution. The ultimate solution is get them all the information you can about that unit, what's happened with it, any historical information about that unit across the country that may help them fix that job, and help them self-serve, right? And then use the live video piece as a relief valve that allows you to make the system smarter when you do that versus the only solution,
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. So you guys, the journeyman, so I'm trying to separate them. So the actual app and journeyman, I think you just explained it, but what is the separation between them two?
Yeah, so just kind of give you a typical, tech in the field that's using it. Let's say they're going on and doing a PM, and they're just doing a PM at let's say a residential place, and they identify an opportunity for preventative repair, whatever the case may be. They're going to walk through our normal kind of workflow process, take a picture of the data plate. They're going to say, hey, validate that you replace the filters, tighten belts, clean coils, whatever the case may be, and then identify any upsells for the customer. If it's a replacement, we can shoot a video of that immediately goes back to the sales team. So I kind of think about anything that's relevant that's happening on site. We're giving them an opportunity to be instructed on how to do it if they're new, and how the company wants them to do it, and also collect it. That collected information, photo, video, live video, whatever the case may be, we're using data science to augment and identify, but we're also sending it to the relevant parties in real time. So it's hitting, like in bigger companies that do commercial, they want a safety manager that knows when there's an unsafe work environment. Our workflows will dictate, hey, is there a safety issue here? And if they take a video of a safety issue, it fires it off to the safety manager in real time. So it's like, hey, ABC Manufacturing has a safety problem. So what Journeyman does is just adds a layer of artificial intelligence on top of that existing workflow. So the technicians that have been taking pictures of data plates for years, in some cases, some of our faithful customers, now all of a sudden they get a push notification from our app that goes, hey, I have information about this asset. Your company has been here 8 times. This is the 9th. And here's the video content of every tech that's ever been at this unit with this issue. By the way, you guys just installed this a year ago. Here's the installation video content. This is a problematic unit, right? And then if that's the serial number, it also gives model family history. So for our organizations that are working on similar model families within a brand, it'll say, hey, we have seen these type of issues with this model family in your company. You should be aware of this as well. And here's the video content those techs took on the job site. And then they're also doing service bulletins from the OEM, manuals and wire diagrams, and that live video piece. So it's all integrated into the technician's workflow. So when I talk about Journeyman and what we released there, it was like, hey, guys are already taking pictures of data plates to put it in Titan or put it in other FSMs. Let's just make that experience even better by just surfacing them information. They don't have to search for it, wait on hold for it, go look for it. It's all right there. And because we have relationships with OEMs, we get those service bulletins quickly. They get to know there's a bulletin on or there's an issue on or whatever the case may be, and they can address it.
That's fucking sweet, man, because sometimes if you're not you might work on a system, but you're not a factory authorized dealer. And even when you are, sometimes trying to get those service bulletins is like pulling teeth. Your salesman's supposed to email it to you. Oh, he didn't do it? No, he didn't. So the fact that you can pull that up, that's huge, because sometimes you go out and it's like a service bulletin's like, oh, this has been a problem, you need to replace it. Oh, cool, versus you sitting there for 2 hours racking your brain out for something that service bulletin would have told you. So that's fucking awesome, man. That's a really, really neat tool. I'm gonna have to try to mess around with this thing.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah, and I know it keeps data. So does all that transfer over into the CRM? Into the software?
Yeah, so we have, depending on the integration, certainly some are deeper than others. We push over kind of information into there via links. So everything we share with customers, the back office, is a hyperlink, just like you share a YouTube link. And those links are dynamic. So if you're on a job site for 3 days, you create a job, you got pushed from an FSM into an XOI workflow, and that job is 3 days. Every time you added validation content or kind of evidence of what you did, it would just continue to update that link. So one link sits there. So depending on the integration, we'll push in asset information. And some integrations will actually look and see what a tech had written into the asset and realize that the serial number was wrong, and will automatically fix it and put it in correctly. And so just based on a picture. And so that is, depending on the integration, it all flows through there. It makes it really seamless, and makes it so that even though the tech has 2 apps on their phone, it switches between their main FSM and our solution seamlessly. So it feels like the same application. They're not dumping out of one app, opening another one, dumping that out, going back into the other one, which is a pain. So we try to make that as smooth as possible.
No, that's sweet. So, and I know you said it keeps track of everything in the company, but let's just say there's a certain furnace out there, residential furnace, that has been having a shit ton of issues. There's no service bulletin, but people in that region are having issues. If everybody's scanning that, it's going to let me know, right?
Yeah. And this is it's a topic that's important to us, and something I think I want to deliver that service to our customers, but I only deliver it today through an opt-in scenario today. And what that means is data and our customers' data is really important to us. And so we provide insights to our customers, but we're not sharing insights about what you're doing on site, Gil, with your competitor, right? Even if it's anonymized and all those different things. Now, we have groups that are in peer groups that have said, hey, we're not competitive. We're 40 companies in a peer group. We want to share across the country on what's happening on that furnace. And our system's capable of doing that. But I think there will be a world someday where people will say, hey, you know what? I'll give up mine to get the universe's data on what's happening with this asset, for sure. But as is anything, man, it takes time to get there. And I think that people want to protect their stuff, and we want to make sure we support them in doing that. But if it comes from the factory, you can get it. You're just not going to give you what the other guy down the street's doing with his furnaces.
No,
unless you opt into something like that.
Yeah, no, I guess that makes sense. I didn't think about it from that. You got a competitor down the street. You don't want to be sharing information.
Right.
Man, that's wild. So is there anything in the pipeline? I know you guys have done so much since I talked to you last time. Is there anything in the works that you would be able to share, or stuff?
Yeah.
Jesus.
You getting blown up over there?
Yeah.
I think one other thing that came out on the Journeyman platform is we kind of like our core platform is Capture, Coach, Collaborate. Journeyman platforms, sure why it's just how it worked out. So Journeyman, we talked about. VMC, Virtual Mentor Center, we talked about. We also have Trade Insights. So Trade Insights is because we're pulling off the manufacture date, we're transcoding the serial number and telling you when that was manufactured. We can run a report based on address in your platform and say, here are all the units based on your experience as a company. And that's an important differentiation of what end of life is for these units. So what I mean by that is you have ASHRAE, you have, what the OEM is saying in terms of end of life. What we're providing our clients is this is really what end of life looks like where you live, based on your experience, based on your break fixes, based on your replacements. That's really powerful in a sales call, because you sit there in the data with the customer and you go, look, I know they said 16 years, but we live in Pittsburgh. We live in Detroit. right? I'm from Michigan. You get things happen differently in Detroit weather than they do in Nashville weather. I can tell you that right now. So these units are lasting this long based on the units that look like this in this 50-mile radius, for example. So we're providing that to customers. We're also giving people like, hey, when's the last time you saw this unit? So it's a PM opportunity kind of report that we send people through Trade Insights where it's saying, hey, you haven't seen this asset in a year. Is that because a competitor has a PM contract on it and you just did a break fix? And is that an opportunity to go sell a PM contract? Is it under PM contract and you haven't been there in a year, right? And you can adjust kind of the metrics to look at certain, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. When's the last time we've seen this asset? Run a report on your whole customer base and go, here's all of our end-of-life assets and where they are, sales opportunities. Here's every unit we've viewed in the last 9 months and haven't been seen in the last 3 or 6 or 12. Those are opportunities. And then what kind of service themes are we seeing? So that kind of rounds out the journeyman piece. In terms of where we're going, man, I think that big thing that's changed in the last couple of years is we just did a press release, so it's public now, but Dyke and Goodman Amana and their North American technical service team uses XOI to support entire North America distribution and contractors. So they're using live video, workflow, and those type of things. I think being able to improve the experience from the OEM, to anyone that sat on hold with an OEM for hours, or like you said, I can't get information, right? Because it's under lock and key, whatever the case may be. I think that OEMs are starting to realize that earning technician trust is going to earn them market share.
Yep.
And for them to be able to earn that trust by being open and transparent, and we want to help them lead that charge into the industry, is to say, look, you got to have better tools. You can't have dudes sit on hold for 4 hours. It's not going to work. You can't have these type of issues. Yeah. And so we've been doing a lot with OEMs and distributors in that way. And I think that what we're really working towards is we want to be the system of record between the curves. So there's a lot of great technology solutions out there. A lot of people that we think really highly of, doing a lot of things in a lot of cases that we'll probably never do, right? Whether it's certain types of IoT, whether it's acoustical analysis, vibration analysis, different things that are out there. And so really want to be that one simple, easy to use, valuable tool for techs in the field. And no matter what other platform you may be interested in for that curb to curb experience, that time I get out of the van, the time I come back, XOI is providing a seamless way to get that done. And I think the outcome of that will be, hopefully, the lack of a better way to describe it that everyone can kind of get, is Alexa for field service. That's what I would love to do. I would love to have a technician be able to have a conversation with technology and get every piece of information they ever need. No second salary, no second person someday, just an interaction with all the available information that's out there so that they don't have to wait, search, sit, depend on other folks. So that's a goal.
Yeah, that would be fucking amazing, man. And what this app does is that's pretty awesome. And I'm sitting here thinking about it as you're talking, and even something as little as a model and serial. I hate to say this, but there's a lot of guys out there that they can't fucking read those numbers. That they get mixed up on. Oh, is this a 13-seer 2-ton? Or is that this was made in when? And just being able to have that information and to know that's huge. That makes us a little bit, because people lie, numbers don't. That's just the truth. So when you have information like that, so having information is great, but having the information and knowing how to use it. So the fact that you're giving needed information, every call we go on, we need model, serial, how old it is. We need that information no matter what call it is. It's relevant. And to be honest, whether it's commercial, industrial, residential, you have to have it. So, yeah, man, that's good for you, man, because that really makes me want to check this out, because this sounds like let's just say there's a lot of things out there that are bullshit, that are gimmicks, that they're those nice to have things. You know what I mean? I don't think that's what you have here. I think that it's something that could be an essential in the way that a company operates and legitimately make you more efficient. And that's not just me saying that because we're talking. I mean, this is the second time. That's legitimate. That's fucking awesome, man.
I believe, man, that, and look, I would encourage anyone listening to this, it doesn't have to be XOI. There's a lot of great companies out there and folks that are doing great things in the job site for companies. And I encourage you to take a look at them. I think the contractors that win the next decade will own the final mile of service delivery, will own that curb to curb space. That's it. That's the frontier to go conquer. There is field service management systems out there. There's a ton of them. Yes, everyone have their bells and whistles and things that they do, and they run your business well. That's not what I'm interested in doing. What I'm interested in doing is making sure that you understand every asset, every interaction can be simple, effective on the job site to make you as efficient as possible, because we have knowledge dissipation happening on both ends, man. So you got 5 guys retiring and only 1 replacing, and we all know that problem. We've well worn that issue. But you know what? The equipment's changing too. Right? Look at Jan 1, 2023, new SEER requirements, EPA standards are coming every couple of years, man.
Yeah,
and so we got knowledge dissipation on both sides, refrigerant changes like mad, right? And so you've got guys retiring and the equipment is changing, the parts are changing, the supply chain is making companies look for different replacement parts to kind of make things work. And so the knowledge that's sitting out there is changing, and that's not stopping. So your ability to take control of that area of your business, you can hire younger, greener talent. You can turn back to the OEMs and distributors and say, I have information you don't have. I want better warranty support. I want better parts support. I want you to give me better pricing because I know how your units really perform in the field. It's powerful, powerful stuff, man. And owning that, whether, like I said, XOI or not, I encourage anybody listening to go, how do I own that space and time for my destiny as a contractor and as a business? And same with technicians, man, like being able to validate that, cover your butt, have good customer experience is going to set you apart. So that is, I think, one of the most important things we can do as an industry over the next decade is own that space. Contractors can do that.
Yeah, and that's what people want, man. When it comes down to the customer, majority in the residential space now, like little things, like it used to be if you wore like booties, you stood out. That's the norm now. You know, all those, honest, integrity. To me, those aren't really core values because that's what you should be doing anyway. So, and I agree with you. I say at the end of every podcast, you need to, do what the next guy's not doing. Stand out from the crowd. And stuff like that is what you have to do. That element. I love it when I go to a customer and they say, no one's ever done that before. That's what I want to hear. I want to provide them something that nobody has ever given them. And if I keep doing the same thing, I'm not going to hear that. So we have to constantly be changing, evolving, getting better so that customers keep saying that, So that's amazing, man. And I know there's a bunch of them out there. I don't know some of the other ones. I'll be honest, some of them get lost in the shuffle. Obviously, I know you guys because I've talked to you in the past, and kept up it that way. But that's amazing. I hope 10 years from now that we have it's all built in that I can say, oh, this contactor's bad, and it pops up and it knows my supply houses and says, oh, this supply house has 2 in stock. It's all built in, and I think future is going to go that way.
Then go validate the installation, and that's now your warranty registration. And because you did that, you got extra warranty that you get to give the customer. Talking about that customer experience, right? And so that's one of the big challenges too that people deal with on the residential side. There you go. How do we get warranty registration in a way that allows us to be seamless, get extra credit for it, right? And give us an opportunity to give the customer something else. And that's some of the things that we're working on with OEMs right now too, because they're looking at their warranty costs going, how do we fix this? And contractors are going, this is a pain in the ass. I'm going to somebody else. I mean, brand loyalty is going out the window in the supply chain crisis, right? People are like, how do I find units? That's it. I'm no longer an X guy. I'm just going to go I need to make this customer happy.
I need boxes.
And so I need boxes, man.
Yeah.
And so, absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. Well, damn, this time went by fast, man. I definitely want to stay in touch, man, because I would love to mess this out. Maybe do a live demo or something, because I know that if some of these people in the group saw this and saw what it could do, that it would be pretty amazing. So obviously, I'm happy to have you back on. I'm glad for you to be here again. And like I said, to see how far you guys have came in that time is fucking amazing, man, because this is something that's sounds awesome, and a lot of people are taking advantage of it.
Hey man, we got lots of whiskey, hot chicken, and country music in Nashville. You could do a remote in Nashville, do a podcast from there. We could do a reel.
Hey, don't threaten me with a good time. Yeah, that sounds awesome, and I don't think Nashville's not that far. One of our lead installer here is like a legit rock star, like in a band, and he's always in Nashville recording. So maybe next time he goes,
That's
I might have
awesome.
to hitch a ride. Like, hey, you go do your stuff, and I'm gonna drop off and meet Aaron in Nashville.
That's right. I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Dude, Aaron, thank you so much for coming on, man. This is I love what you guys are doing. Obviously, I love what you guys stand for. Like, just everything you said as far as like how you've built the company, how you hold the accountability for what people are trying to do, and then to have that and the ultimate product that you're giving to the end user. Well done, man. Touche. It's pretty fucking awesome.
Hey, Gil, it's been awesome seeing you kick ass out there too, man. Thanks so much for the opportunity to be out here. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, man. I'm gonna close this thing out, and we'll stay in touch, my friend.
All right, man. Sounds great.
All right, buddy. All right, everybody. That is awesome, man. I'm kind of blown away about that. Like, I feel like some of these podcasts that happened a little while ago, like, I'm a moron and forgot stuff, because what Aaron and XOI are doing, like, am I not the only one who thinks that's pretty fucking neat? Like, that's some pretty cool shit. So I'm going to try to dig into this a little bit more and, stay in touch with Aaron about trying to mess with this. And, yeah. I mean, how many of us know guys out there, or if you're in the field, you know some of those guys who don't know how to read, the nomenclature of units, or if you're not familiar with different brands and trying to see how old it is, the years in a different spot and stuff like that. And if you have something like that just does it for you, like, that's pretty sweet. So I definitely think that we need to be using technology, to our favor. I mean, we're all on our cell phones. We're on social media. You're watching this podcast or listening to it on your cell phone. I mean, technology's here. It's not going to go away. I know there's the old school beer can cold people, but we're getting digital gauges. We're getting better vacuum pumps and drills and all this kind of stuff. We need to use that kind of technology to make ourselves and our businesses better. And stuff like this, I get it. On the outside looking in, there's a lot of these services out there that it all seems like white noise. You kind of get lost in the mix because there's so many. You don't know which one's legit. You don't know, like, well, what the fuck's this one? Doesn't this one do what this one does? I get it. So that's why I try to have a bunch of these different ones on, because it's not about me trying to sell you guys or anything. And I even tell the people when they come on, this is not a sales pitch. I want you to tell me about your project. Let's educate the audience, and then they will make up their mind on what they want to do. But Aaron has always been an awesome guy. That's why this is the second time being on here. When he reached out, it was like, hell yeah, I'd love to have you on. And that's a pretty legit product. I really, really do. So I highly suggest you guys go check it out, because I'm going to. That looks pretty neat. And all the business owners out there, you're always trying to stay one step ahead of your competition. So it's worth giving it a try. Even with things like that, or company cam, when it comes to photo documentation, like, we need to be doing these little things to stay ahead. But, guys, if you don't know, we will be back here tomorrow night. Finally got Blue On, another company out there, an application that has been totally fucking killing it and helping hundreds of thousands of technicians out there. So got them rescheduled. I'm going to have Mr. Peter, the CEO of Blue On. We will be here 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night. So come back here live and see that one. 2 back-to-back shows with awesome stuff to be able to help all of you out there in the field and the business owners be the best fucking, HVAC tech owner, manager, whatever the fuck it is that you are, the best that you could fucking be. All right? I love you guys, man. I appreciate you. I hope you guys all had a great Memorial Day weekend and that you remember what that weekend was for. Like I said in a post, look up to the sky and say thank you to all those men and women who gave their life so that we can live the way we do and do what we do in the greatest country in the world. Make sure that you are following me in all the social media sites, all right? Obviously, the Facebook group is built up, but the target, I am trying to get 2,000 5-star reviews on the HVAC Uncensored Podcast Facebook page, 2,000 5-star reviews. I am trying to get the YouTube page to 4,000 subscribers, and I'm trying to get the Instagram page to 4,000 followers. Okay? If we do that, I will give you and give away like you have never fucking seen. I promise you that. Okay? I'm going to announce probably this weekend the giveaway for this because I'm working on some more stuff. I have a inspection camera, some more Yellow Jacket stuff. So I'm getting all of it together to make sure that I can present it. But that's going to be an awesome giveaway. But 2,000 5-star ratings on the HVAC Facebook page. So not the Facebook group, like the business Facebook page. 2,000 5-star reviews. 4,000 4,000 subscribers on YouTube and 4,000 followers on Instagram. If we can meet that, I will do a giveaway like you have never seen. Okay, I'm talking tools, prizes, cash, merch. Like, we will go all fucking out, okay? So, if you guys could help me make that happen, HVAC Uncensored Nation is the best. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated, all right? So, make sure you're following all of those social media sites. So really, the only ones I do are the ones I just said: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. That's it. That's the only ones that I do. So don't worry about Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok. I don't really do anything on those as of now. But, all right, getting winded. Close this thing out, man. Yes, I love you motherfuckers, man. Be safe out there. Always make it home the same way you left. We all have somebody to make it home to, all right? It's a crazy fucking world that we live in. Be careful. Watch your ass. CYA. Cover your ass. Make sure you're driving careful. Watch people around you. Watch your surroundings. Something looks sketchy. Trust your gut. Normally it's right. Okay? Do the little things. Set yourself apart from the next guy, the next girl, the next company. Do the little things. Put in the fucking work. Nothing is going to come to you for free, and it's not going to come fucking easy. All right? You can make money in this industry. You have to keep growing. You can never stop. There's no such thing as staying still. Okay? You're either moving forward or backwards. That's it. If you ain't first, you're last. I don't know why I thought about that. But that's the truth, man. Guys, keep furthering your education. Keep getting better, learning more about the trade, communication, technical stuff, whatever it may be. Set yourself apart from the next guy, the next company. Keep making yourself better. Raise the bar, and when you meet it, guess what? Raise that fucking bar again. All right? Guys, I love you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for the support that you give me. I really, really cannot thank you guys enough. Please make sure you're checking out all the other great podcast and YouTube channels out there. Most of us, we're all friends. We're all trying to do the same thing. We're trying to give back to a trade that's given so much to us. Like my friends on the Overtime on Friday night. Those guys do an amazing show. I miss the live stuff, but they do an awesome job. I know Chris does his thing, HVACR videos. Chris does his stuff on Mondays, his live video, always putting out awesome commercial content. Anybody looking for technical training, the two best channels that I highly recommend to anybody is going to be my friend Mr. Brian Orr, HVAC School, an amazing channel, amazing technical support, very smart dude. Very fortunate to have the pleasure of meeting him and his lovely wife several times. Puts out awesome content. And then also Mr. Craig Maliaccio. I can never say Craig's last name right. But the YouTube channel, AC Service Tech. Awesome, awesome technical content. Okay, the resources are out there, so don't sit back and say you didn't know, because you didn't try to know if you didn't look. All right? All right, I love you motherfuckers. Until next week, I will talk at you mofos later. Be here tomorrow night, 8 p.m. to watch me with Blue on. All right? Peace.
Thanks for listening to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or email us anytime at hvacuncensored@gmail.com. Now, get back to work. Shut this down. The views and opinions shared on the HVAC Uncensored Podcast may not necessarily be the views and opinions of our sponsors or guests.
Have a good night, everybody. Thank you guys for coming out to watch it. Kraus, Zeke, appreciate you guys.